Hello everyone, and today we'll be seeing one of the problems from CodeForces. It says young physicist. The problem is 69a, a very sweet number, and an easy problem if it is a. The plot of this problem is Vasya is a high school student and he likes hockey so much, but he forgot to complete his physics task. Now, next day, the physics teacher very got angry and decided to teach Vasya a lesson, and he gave this lazy student a seemingly easy task. Now, the task is you are given an ideal body in space and forces that affect it. The body can be considered as a material point with coordinates 0, 0, 0. So it's a three-dimensional space with x, y, and z axis. Vasya has an initially at origin position 0, 0, 0. And Vasya had only to answer whether it is in equilibrium or not. And it's a piece of cake. Though Vasya need only to check if the sum of all vectors is 0, so Vasya began to solve the problem. But later it turned out that he needs a lot of help, and we are here to help as a good citizen. Now, as a good friend, Vasya told us that hey, we are provided with an integer first line, let's say n, and there are following n lines denoting the vectors with each x, y, and z coordinates. Now, with this vectors, we need to find that whether the body is in equilibrium or not. So if I figured it out, 4 minus 2 and 3, so 4 plus 1 is 5 and this minus 2, it says no, it is not in equilibrium because the resultant answer is 3. So x would be dislocated. So hence it is not. Whereas the second example is yes. Now the question is very simple and the solution to is very straightforward. So instead of much ado, let's get into the code. This is my terminal. I'm using Kitty terminal here, and I would be going to my personal directory, which is known as CodeForces, and within this I would be just prepare a code for this. Now I'll use Java as a language and file is created successfully using nmem. So 69 8. Well, I have here with this point where I have code. Also, what we are given is an input n with rest of n as n array of n inputs. So it's actually a 2D array. If I'm not wrong, it is a 2D array like this. But anyways, we would not be going into the depths of this. We would be just doing one thing, that we would just send a, and we would let this code take the responsibility of inputting a number and then taking an input as a number and then solving it. So I'm over here, it takes only n, and manually I need to enter 3 numbers. So int array or vectors, it would be an array, okay. Vectors is equal to new int of 3. How do I use it basically? Or I should just go ahead and use sc. Sc is fine. Sc dot input. And if you don't know this, forget about this. It's just an input. I'm taking an input of 3 over here, which I'm running on and on, over and over. Well, I should not take this over and over. What the fuck? Okay, don't get me wrong. I'll just take it over here. This is out. Now, starting from only one test case, I'm getting a number n, and I wanted to provide a result straight and forward. So I have int x position, int y position, and z position. X, y, and z all being 0 initially because our point of origin is 0. Now for int I is equal to 0 less than n plus plus. Well, for this I'm pasting it over here. Yeah, it makes sense now. So what happens is I will add up the x with vector at 0th position, y with add vector from 1st position, and z with the vector of 2 position. So it's nothing but x, y, z all combined, and ultimately I'll see whether return x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 and z equals to 0. Oops, 0. So easy peasy, Java C to compile this 69. Oopsies. File this 6969. Okay, and what's that? Okay, it's a boolean. My bad. I have to return string over here. And if this is the case, that hey, I wanted what do you say? If I wanted true, then it is yes for me, else it is no for me. The rest all things kept simple. Java C to compile, Java to run this one, and let's copy this one, paste it. What the heck, I'm not showing this one because I did not uncommented this one. Let's do it again. Java C, Java, yes, and let's run this. No, correct. For this one it should be yes, and yeah, correct. So let me copy this one to desktop, saying to Java. Okay, sorry. So copy the 69 file. Why am I taking with this 69 to yeah, and ultimately I'll just submit this one. Choose a file would be from desktop, and it would be this one. Yes, let's submit this. Well, it is in queue, running on test 1, 2, and let's see what it is. Well, this is a fairly simple question, and yeah, it should not take 8 minutes, but we did. Anyway, catch up anyway. So I'll see you in the next one.